Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the Texas Lakes and Prairies Trail, taking a look at the State Fair Livestock and Rodeo at the State Fair of Texas. Look at this longhorn. He looks so powerful and tired right afterwards he pooped. But this is the Woofus, the weird creature that is the mascot of all the livestock that is here. It's supposed to be a combination of different livestock, but he just looks weird and funny. And look at this pig. He's tired. Aw. But here are some of the pens that you can come check out. See the goats. Now this reminds me of when I was a kid and we used to go to the fair in Mexico, to La Feria. And my dad would always make us spend the first hour just looking at all the goats and cows and horses and sheep and everything. He was a ranch boy, so he loved looking at all the cows. Cebus were his favorite. Um, and I used to hate it. But now that I look back, like, those are some good times. And this reminds me of that, being able to see all these cows and see all these people that care about these animals and raise them and make sure that they are happy and well fed and perfect for the dinner table is kind of cool. And that's what the state fair is all about, is food and animals and livestock and learning about it. And you can come here to this place called it's where they have all the different mothers and they're giving birth, and you can witness it and you can learn a lot about all the part of the industry. And then after you're done with that, you can go check out the rodeo. I got there too early. I thought it was going to be standing room only, but apparently I was the only one. But eventually it did fill out, and it started later at, 45 minutes after I got there. For some reason, I got my times wrong. But I was glad that a lot of people showed up, and it was a pretty good show. This wasn't a traditional rodeo. This was a ranch rodeo, and what they were doing was kind of cool. I'd never seen it before. Usually it's just people competing in certain events, but this had different ranch teams from different local ranches in the area, and the actual workers were the ones who were competing on different things. Um, they had your traditional, bronc riding kind of stuff, but then they also had these other things that were more what they actually do when they are out there in the field working. Like they had to separate certain cows and make sure that none of the other cows would cross the line or else they would lose. And then they needed to, once they separated the two cows that they had to all sort of corral them into the truck, and then they would all have to jump off their horses and make a run for it and sit down in the back of the bed of the truck to gain their points. It was pretty interesting. And the skill that it takes for them to do this, to be one with your horse and make sure that the cattle are taken care of and treated humanely and still get to do your job, it's pretty cool. But look at that. Look at all of them running, trying to get on that truck bed. And they had several activities. Sometimes they would succeed, sometimes they wouldn't. But that's how hard the job is. And look at that cow running for its life. And don't believe the fake big text. There was only one big text. But it was fun seeing this different type of rodeo since I've been to rodeos before. It was kind of pleasing that I was able to witness something different and unique and got to see some of these cowboys working. Anyways, that's the livestock rodeo for you. You should go check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.